Hello YouTube, welcome back to my little video channel. Just having a little chat. If you're interested, welcome to my little ride. Yep, still got the little Suzuki Inazuma. Yeah, just had a few little chats. What was it? A few days ago, I put some l.e.d lights in this bike. And like a bluey H4 headlight, make it look whiter. Yeah. When I first put them in, looks great. Headlight looks white now, looks a bit more modern now. Anyway, time I finished it was getting a light dusk, so I thought I'll go for a ride, check it out. Happy to report the headlight bulb itself, H4, it's like a bluey colour. Looked really good. Downside, the main beam was absolutely crap. It didn't show a lot of light up. And also, when I got these bulbs, they get 2 free l.e.d lights for the side lights, for the running lights. And they all look good. Anyway, so I decided to go for a little ride. Literally, 10 miles away, that. Pull in and have a quick look at it, and would you believe it, one of the side lights l.e.ds blown after 10 miles. Crap. I should have known better really, but I'm not really complaining because it didn't cost me. We got on free with the bulbs. So yeah, in the past I had l.e.d lights and it went the same, more blue after a little time after. Crap. Yeah, so that's very disappointing. So the previous day I put the original bulbs back in. Happy to report I've done 80 miles since then and worked fine. Note to myself, stick to the originals. Thinking about it, actually, all these bikes I've had, bearing in mind I've been riding 40 years, maybe longer now, never had a headlight blown on me, never had to, not one. I had to over nearly 200 bikes in my time. Oh, crazy. Anyway, so a little note to myself, not bother, just stick to the originals. Who cares if it looks a bit yellow? I'm not that bothered really. And yeah, another one. 2 days ago, I filled my bike up. I put some E5 in it. I treated it today like a birthday. And I did measure the what you call it. Well, worked it out. Sorry, the miles per gallon. Happy enough to say it did 95 miles per gallon, mate. Thank you. 95 per gallon. That's not bad, is it? Can't complain with that, can you? Can't complain. Nearly as good as a 125, but obviously you got the twice the power. That's number 2. Number 3, really, like I say, it's just a little chat. Since I put the original front sprocket back on this bike, because I had a 15 tooth on it, great for like long distance and cruising. Anyways, I decided to put the original one back on, 14 tooth, but I bought a brand new sprocket with the rubber coating on it. And the bike is totally different. Totally different. It pulls in top gear. If you're doing 50, it'll just pull straight to 70, no problem. It's a hell of a lot better. Yeah, it's not as flexible, maybe. Well, not, that's the wrong word, I won't say flexible. It's been not so laid back, if you know what I mean, but it's not terrible anyway, this bike isn't anyway. It's a pretty smooth bike really, the engine for a 250 twin. You get a bit of bars once you hit about 9,000, 10,000, but no drastic or anything. And yeah, so I will stick to the front 2 sprocket. And going back to the petrol, like I said, I put E5 in it. Very difficult to get E5 where I live. There's only one garage, and what he's charging, it's shocking. I think it's £1.82p per litre. Absolutely shocking. But I thought I'd treat myself well, treat the bike to it. And to be honest with you, me personally, I think it's worth every little penny more. The bike seems to run better, quieter, picks up a lot better. Maybe that's just in my head, I'm not too sure. But I can tell you for a start, before I put that E10 petrol in it, I could hear like a tapping noise. I think the old school people used to call it like pinging noise. I think that's what it was, and that's kind of gone, which is very strange. I haven't done anything to the bar, I just put E5 in it, so maybe I should stick to the E5. But sometimes you can't help but put E10 in if you're out somewhere and you need some petrol, need to fill her up, etc. You've got no choice, because most garages only sell E10. I've got to admit, it runs there, was a lot better, quieter, picks up better. It's always been a little better anyway, this bike has. They're quite high for 250. That's part of the fun of it as well. Yeah, so that's another one to update on with. Generally, the whole bike's been fine. Very underrated bike actually, this bike. Yeah, I admit it's not a rocket machine, but it's a smooth 250 though. Previously I had a Kawasaki 250R, the injection model. That was a good little bike. That was a bit quicker than this obviously. About 10-15 mile/hour quicker than this. But it was that light, it was very twitchy. And going around bends, because I like to bank them over around the bends I do on bikes. Well, that one it just felt weird. Maybe the tyres didn't help because they had skinny little tyres. I think it was 130 on the back, which is like a 125 tyre now, isn't it? 125 tyre, I should say. Yeah. And after that I got a CBR 250R. Oh my god. Oh, I love the look of it. Oh god. It off. Vibrate. Shocking how much vibrate it is. Used to vibrate your feet, your bum, your hands. Oh, terrible bike. As you can imagine, I didn't keep that long. I had it for about 3 months and got rid of that. Very disappointed saying it was a Honda. But it's a single, isn't it? So, I mean, just touch the floor and it soon goes, this bike. Some catch up car, that's not a problem. Yeah, so in my opinion, this is probably the best 250 on the market, in my opinion. And about a hell of a lot of 250s. I mean, I was never into the 2-stroke 250s and stuff like that. I'll tell you why. because when I was really young, just at school, I bought what did I buy? Oh, a Yamaha RD80. Fun little bike when you're a kid, when you're young. But it blew up 3 times. So I thought, stop that. So I ended up selling that thing and ended up getting a GS 125 Suzuki. Oh, the good old days. You know, when you're 17 and a 125, it felt great, didn't it? Even though they did 60, 65, maybe 70 on a good day, it felt fantastic from a push bike. Anyway, getting a bit sidetracked here. So, all the 250s, well, we'll go back a bit. After that I got a 250, a Suzuki, Honda Super Dream. Yeah, quicker than 125 obviously. Didn't really like it that much. And I got a Suzuki GSX 250. Anybody remember them? I had 3 of them. Crazy. That's probably, I always seem to have the same bikes. So it must be a good thing then, isn't it? I hope cash cow's ready, look. Is that the cash cow's getting ready for nicking people? Useless. It ain't about it. Got nothing else to do. Anyway, get sidetracked. Yeah, a few years down the line I went on to 400s. I had quite a lot of 400s. GP said 400 all. It was the same as the 600 I bought a grey import. Believe it or not, I have 3 of them as well. And then after that, I think I got a 600 version. It's like the same bike, but 400 had a aluminium frame for some reason. Very strange. The 600 had a steel frame. Yeah, this guy could have seen me. Thank you. Thank you. Anyway, yeah. Then obviously I went on to 600s on big bikes. I don't want to bore you to death. We're going back to the 250, so we'll go back to previous bikes. Obviously the GSX 250, then I had a GPX 250, and my partner at the time, she had a ZZR 250. And would you believe it or not, the GPX was a hell of a lot quicker than the ZZR 250. Even the ex-girlfriend at the time always used to nick my bike instead of her own. That shows you how better it was. Then obviously, like I say, I went to bigger bikes. Never went back to a little bike after that. Yeah, I did have a little 125 to go to work on. I wasn't too bothered about it because it got mucky and all that stuff. I did look after them. Anyway, cut a long story short, bearing in mind I had ZX9, R1s, Fireblaze, ZX 12R. How could I say it? I was a bit like a bit of a naughty boy back then. That's we are. I got that bad where I had 9 points on my licence. One more speeding away and I would have been banded. So I decided to downsize. I went down to a 125 on Kawasaki ZX12R. So 125. Oh my god, that was a bit of a shock. That was a bit of a shock, that one. How slow they are. But great on petrol. Anyway, cut a long story short, why did I come to this little 250? Why did I buy it? Like I said previous, I had that Ninja 250. I liked it, but it just wasn't for me. So I got rid of that at the time. At the same time, I had a Honda CBF 2009. God, me and that bike went everywhere. That bike was fantastic around town, etc. And just like roads like this, going uphill, probably can't see it on the hill, but it's quite a long steep hill. You're still going to get 40, 45 here, and like, it's 250, just good throttle, going up the hill, not it's still pulling, no problem. So that's why I decided to get rid of all my bikes. ZX, did I have a ZX6 at the time as well? Had a Honda CBR 650F. Oh, I love that bike. Really, another underrated bike, that one. Loved it. Like I say, I sold them all. I went to the Honda CBF 125. Loved it. Brilliant for petrol. But like I say, these kind of roads, useless. If anything, I thought it was pretty dangerous holding the traffic up. You know what they're like when you're on a 125, the cars are so eager to overtake you in stupid dangerous places. So, cut the long story short, I could go on forever. It'll take me all day to name all my bikes. So I decided to get rid of the little 125. Shopped around, looked for a 250, and this came up. I thought, Suzuki Inazuma. What the hell is that? Never bleeding heard of it. Better known as a GW250. Never even heard of it, to be honest with you. Don't know why. I've seen it in the motorbike shop, Rod Speeds at Grimsby. I thought, oh, I like the colour. I really do like the colour. Lovely colour. Anyway, and that's what kind of made me buy it, the colours alone. I wasn't really bothered about the 8 horsepower or what's it go like, reliable or anything. So I went out and a look at it. I thought, oh, nice bike. And I went home, a couple of weeks passed, kept thinking about it, read the reports, read the reviews on YouTube, and they all had great reviews. A little bit disappointing for the horsepower for a 250, 26 horsepower, and the weight is a little bit heavier than a normal 250 compared to the ZX9, sorry, this Kawasaki Ninja 250R and the CBR